The First Berserker Khazan has been out for almost 2 weeks now, and you're wondering what's the best build for your parameters. Well, today I found out the cap as of recording this is 350. This means we could only max out 3 stats while the other 2 remains uncapped. So which of the 5 are the best to max out? Before we go over that, I want to cover buffs and nerfs from the demo that the developers conveniently didn't disclose. And with that out the way, let's get into this, yeah? I recorded the parameters at 99 in the demo, and after beating the game and finally having some time to sift through the data, I found some interesting changes I wanted to go over with you. The only thing that seems untouched from the demo to the full game is the lacrima cost per level. Other than that, each parameter has been altered in some way. Let's start off with vitality. The health increases are the same, with the diminishing return still being after 20 points and 50 points of allocation. This means when this says 30, then the next point will receive diminishing returns since our base is 10. The weight decrease didn't change either. Attribute resistance, however, got a massive buff. This used to just be 1 point per point allocated for a total of 89 resistance. Now you get a grand total of 248 to resist those annoying status ailments. Out of all the parameters, endurance got the most buffs. The total HP you get from endurance is the same, but who's investing for that? There was a large amount of feedback about how stamina was a problem from the demo, and the developers did something about it. In the demo, the total amount of stamina we got for 89 points was 587. But in the full game, we almost doubled that at 1080. I'm not sure why the developers didn't make an announcement for this, since it's a massive buff. They also increased the total stamina recovery rate from 26.1 to 41.8, which is a little over a 50% buff. If that wasn't enough, they pushed back the diminishing returns from 7 points to 20 and 50 to match vitality. I was absolutely mind blown how much endurance has gotten from the demo, but we're not done there. Endurance now also increases your attack damage for a free 89 that you normally wouldn't have gotten compared to the demo. Next up is our weapon scaling parameters. I'll go over more of that in a bit, but this section is to cover the other benefits they provide. Strength still gives the same total HP increase like endurance. The weight reduction it provides so you can maintain an A in agility while having heavy armor on seems to have been nerfed. Roughly a 10% nerf. Its stamina damage receive reduction got almost a 40% buff, however. Strength only increased your attack damage if your weapon had it in its scaling. It got the endurance treatment, where each point is 1 attack damage increase for a total of 89. Strength's diminishing returns are the same at 20 and 50 if you only care about stamina damage received. Now if you mostly care about the weight reduction, then it has multiple drop-offs. First at 15, then 24, and you won't be seeing another one until 52. That was a lot to take in, but we have 2 more. Willpower got a better treatment than strength from the demo. The HP increase are the same like endurance and strength. Its stamina recovery received more than a 50% buff, probably because of the feedback. Its stamina damage received got a little above a 20% buff. Just like strength, it now increases your attack damage even if your weapon doesn't have it listed, for a total of 89 attack damage. Its diminishing returns got pushed back from the initial 7 points to now match the other parameters at 20 and 50 points of investment. Finally, our last parameter, proficiency. It gives the same HP as endurance, strength, and willpower. It however got the same exact percentage buffs as willpower, with a little above 50% to stamina damage increase and a little over 20% to buff dodge stamina cost reduction. I did find that the greatsword was the fastest weapon to kill Blade Phantom out of the 3, so perhaps these brought them more in line. Just like strength and willpower, it'll give a total of 89 attack damage even if your weapon doesn't scale with it. The diminishing returns for most stats have been homogenized to 20 and 50, and Proficiency is no different. Now for the most interesting part of the data, weapon scaling. It seems like the developers crunched our numbers from the demo, and these reflect that. With no scaling, like I stated multiple times already, you now get 89 total attack damage, whereas you got 0 before. If your weapon has a C scaling, you now almost double that 89 for 179. If you have a B scaling, then we get a 50% buff from C to 268. Now this is a nerf from the demo, because B scaling gave a total of 446. This massive nerf wouldn't be a problem, because as you could see, B plus almost doubles B with a whopping 535 attack damage. The only problem as of recording this is that B plus is locked to the demo weapons. I really hope they readjust the rarity weapon scalings so we have more B plus scaling and maybe even an A or an S? Okay, now that we've gone over all the buffs and nerfs, where should you allocate 350 points? If you're new to Soul Likes, or maybe you want to go into the May DLC with the highest chance of survivability, then I do a spread like this. Max out your vitality, endurance, and whatever your weapon scales with the most, and then 20 points into strength, willpower, or proficiency for the maximum benefits. This leaves 43 points to play around with. If you aren't an A in agility, then put them into strength to maybe change that. Or perhaps you love to guard, then willpower. Or are you a dodge enjoyer? Then proficiency is your best bet. Now if you're not new to Soul Likes, then this is the build I'd recommend. 89 in whatever 2 parameter your weapon scales with, then 50 on the other parameters to have the best value. This leaves us with 22 points to do as you please. I always play with an A in agility, so if you don't have that, allocate into strength until you do. Consider hitting a training dummy and seeing what's the best combo you could do and how much stamina it consumes. A few points into endurance can make it flow effortlessly. Now if you like dealing the most damage possible, and you're good with brink guarding and dodging, then this is probably the best build and the one I will be personally going in with on the free DLC. 89 into strength, willpower, and proficiency so I could have the reduced cost of guards and dodges. 83 points into endurance to fuel my stamina as I like to constantly be attacking a boss. Vitality isn't needed since you should be guarding and dodging most hits. Consider using the spreadsheet linked in the description and in the pinned comments to fill out any points that are left over for you. Let me know what spread you plan on using come the May DLC, and if there's any unanswered questions, then ask down below. And if you want to know how to get a ton of Lacrima to hit 350, then consider checking out my farming guide right here. Until the next video, I'll see ya.